The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, ascended from earth to the heavens in a single night, crossing stars, planets, and galaxies. Allah has stated in the Quran that everything between the earth and the heavens prostrates to him, which means all stars, galaxies, planets, mountains, trees. But how is this possible? Prostration is done in a certain way, and no one has ever seen stars and planets worshipping like us. Yet Allah has repeatedly said in the Quran that all things worship Him. There must be something common, something similar among all these things in the universe. Many years ago, the whole world believed that the earth was the center of the universe and that the earth was stationary, not rotating or revolving. But 400 years ago, Galileo, an Italian scientist, aligned two lenses and discovered that distant objects could be seen up close. Telescopes existed on a small scale before, but were only used for military and naval voyages. Galileo improved the telescope and for the first time in human history turned it towards the sky. He saw the sun and moon up close for the first time and began to observe their movements. If 1,300 Earths were combined, they would make one Jupiter. Galileo saw that it was round like other planets, but the light on Jupiter was changing in different days of the month. He also saw that Venus and Saturn were the same. All of this was only possible if these things were revolving around the sun, not the Earth. Galileo told the world that the center of the universe was the sun, not the Earth. But the churches of Europe became his enemies because the Pope believed that the Earth was the center of the universe. And not just the Pope, but the whole world. The Earth was stationary. Because of this, Galileo was sentenced by the Church to be confined to his home for life. But Galileo continued his work, and his research was later accepted by the whole world. Even the Pope apologized to the world 350 years after Galileo's death, saying, "We were wrong and you were right." Gradually, we learned that the Earth is not the center of the universe, but revolves around the sun, and the sun is not that big either. The sun is just a small part of the Milky Way galaxy, like billions of other stars, and this Milky Way galaxy is made up of billions of stars. All these billions of stars are revolving in the same circle. We are revolving around the sun, so what are billions of stars like the sun revolving around? A supermassive black hole? A supermassive black hole at their center? This black hole, which is 4 million times bigger than our sun, has kept the entire galaxy in a circle, just as our sun has kept the Earth, Jupiter, Mars, and all the planets in a circle. But this galaxy is not that big either. These millions of galaxies together are a small part of a small cluster. These millions of galaxies form a cluster, and these clusters are not that big either. Millions of clusters like this make up a supercluster, and there are thousands of superclusters like this. Now you have noted that there is one thing common in all these stars, galaxies, and planets. Everything in this entire universe is revolving around some other object. When the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, ascended to the heavens, he did not see the angels praying in Baitul Ma'mur. They were also revolving around something. But what is the connection between revolving and worship? Allah has said that all these things worship. Do you know in which surah Allah said this? Surah Hajj. In Hajj, Muslims from all over the world go to the KABA, the most sacred and holy place in Islam, and revolve around it again and again. Now, what is the meaning of this circling? When a Muslim revolves around the Kaaba, he is not revolving alone. Rather, the moon, planets, stars, galaxies, and clusters are all participating in the same act of worship. So these things do not worship like us, but we go to Mecca and worship like them. But it is written in this verse that all these things prostrate to Allah. Prostration does not only mean our prostration, but following Allah's system can also be called prostration. But in this verse, Allah has not only mentioned stars, galaxies, and planets, but everything. Mountains, trees, animals, everything. These do not revolve in circles. Thousands of years ago, the concept was formed in ancient Greece that everything in the universe is made up of a very small particle, an atom, which the whole world forgot for 2,000 years. But 200 years ago, research on this concept started again, and scientists' research revealed that the atom is not the smallest particle, but there are other particles inside it, such as protons, neutrons, and electrons. Protons and neutrons are always in the center of the atom, and electrons are always revolving around them, almost exactly like planets revolve around the sun and stars revolve around black holes. Which means that everything in the universe, willingly or unwillingly, is doing tawaf of something. And when a Muslim goes to perform tawaf of the Kaaba, he joins in an act of worship with everything in the universe, from the smallest thing, like an electron inside an atom, to the largest objects in the universe. Planets, stars, galaxies, and even the angels in Baytul Ma'mur. Maybe that is why performing tawaf in Islam is the greatest act of worship. So when Allah said in Surah Hajj that all these things worship me, they do not worship like us, but we worship Allah like them by performing tawaf of the Kaaba in Mecca. But all these things have a fixed time for tawaf, and as soon as this time is over, everyone will know what they have brought.